Today, chowder but without the clams. We make a shellfish-free version safe for anyone with allergies but who still wants the flavors of this New England classic. Joining me in the Dinner DeeAs kitchen is James Shields making a return visit.
Hey.
Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you back because James runs the food truck Johnny Nevada's, named for his awesome dad. And James was last with us sharing how he does his signature tamales. Today, though, we're sharing a version of clam chowder, which is clam-free, keeping all the flavors but safe for anyone allergic to shellfish, which does include your fiancé.
That is correct. I figure, you know, it's such a sad case when you go to a restaurant and you're allergic to shellfish and you want a chowder, you want to taste that, you want to have that homey, really, fill you up, especially in cold weather, and you can't because you're allergic to shellfish.
Totally. So this is going to be really fun. And your fiance's name is?
Jesse.
Jesse. So what are we doing right here?
So we're going to start by rendering down some of our bacon. We're going to get that really crisp. It's going to render out some of the fat from that. We're going to use that as a basis to build the roux that we're going to need to thicken the soup. Okay, so it's going to have all that smokiness, all that fattiness, and then when that bacon gets folded back in, a little bit of that texture. You're going to have a little crunch to it.
That's going to be really fun. How's this coming along?
We're going to go ahead and turn it down. We're going to pull that off the heat.
Okay.
We're going to try and scoop as much out as we can. One, without burning ourselves. We're splattering a lot of grease all over the place.
Now, what type of bacon works best for this dish?
Any good applewood. It's one of my favorite. That's what this is.
Okay.
Thick cut, thin cut, whatever you have.
So smoke being more of that flavor, not really sometimes that fruitiness that sometimes you get, or that maple flavor.
Right. Nothing overly sweet.
Yeah.
Slotted spoon would be the choice here.
I got one for you.
No, we're good.
All right, and a slotted spoon would work really well because you want to reserve all of that bacon fat, all these renderings here.
We want that in the pan because, like I said, that's going to be what we're going to build the roux from.
Oh, yeah.
So we got that done.
Look at that. There is something special about bacon that's just being rendered out slowly on the skillet because, like, I like to bake my bacon in sheets and do it inside the oven. You don't get that smell. It's just kind of wasp, and you're just kind of like invited.
It's the right kind of potpourri, in my opinion.
That is the right potpourri. What's next then?
We're going to start. We're going to get our corn prep. That's going to be an ingredient. We're going to do a little roasted corn. We're going to start with a little oil. Let that get hot, and then we're just going to go in with our corn. I'm going to add a little bit of color, a little bit of char to the corn.
Okay.
To get another level of flavor.
And then with the corn, what corn works best? Fresh, frozen? What do you like to use here?
I always prefer fresh, but if you don't have access to it or it's not looking really good at the market, I mean, go with corn that's frozen. You can even buy a roasted frozen product that's good if you have to.
Okay.
We're going to season this with a little salt and pepper.
Nice little bit of some salt and pepper coming our way. And just for you to grab James' recipe for his New England fish chowder, visit our website, dinnerdeas.com. We have it easy to print or just follow along on your phone, plus this whole episode to watch any time that you want, even while you're cooking. Find us by scanning the QR code, which simply means opening the camera app, nothing special is needed, and pointing at the TV and seeing that box in the corner of the screen makes a link to us appear right on your phone. Little salt, little pepper, oil, corn. That's so far just the base.
That's it. While we've got that going, we're going to add some of our veggies to this bacon fat so they can start sweating up. We don't want this to be too hot. You don't want a lot of color on this. Really just cooking the item.
So all we're trying to do is just soften it and just kind of sweat it out a little bit.
We're going to add a little bit of butter to this as well.
Okay.
About 2 tablespoons. Then we're going to give that a good mix.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get a little bit soft in there, you get some heat on it, we're going to go in with some garlic.
Oh, yeah. Kind of got like my favorite food groups right there. It's got bacon, it's got the butter, and you're going in garlic.
Yeah, put it all in there.
Now, how long will this take?
That'll be about 5-7 minutes.
Okay.
So you just want the vegetables to be soft. And then you don't want too much color on them. We'll do a little color on the corn, but not on those.
Very nice. While we cook up these veggies in the corn, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, we get a roux ready to thicken it all up ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, where we're cooking up a chowder, but no clams in sight, as we're making a fish chowder. Perfect for anyone allergic to shellfish or allergic to spending a ton of cash, as this way is also slightly cheaper. And it's all thanks to my guest, James Shields, who runs food truck Johnny Nevada's Tamales. And this dish was inspired by his childhood in Chesapeake Bay, because your dad was part of the military and he was stationed outside Chesapeake area.
He was, right at Langley Air Force Base in Hampton, Virginia.
And how long were you there for as a kid?
Until I was about 12 years old.
Okay, so the ages of...
I was 2, 3 till about 12. Yeah, so a good amount of time.
About 10 years there.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Before the break, we cooked some bacon, and once it was done, we took it out of the pan, but kept the bacon fat, then heated a separate skillet to roast some corn, with just a little oil, salt, and pepper, cooking them until they were charred, which has been about 5 minutes, while we added butter to the bacon fat to saute onion, celery, and garlic, because this is going to become our roux in just a little bit. But the corn.
Yeah, we've got some color on it. Really, what we're looking for. The corn's done. It's got a little bit of char, so it's going to add a little depth of flavor, a little smokiness to it as well. So that's good to go.
I love it. So not totally black, just a little bit of color. That texture's going to change a little bit. We just set this to the side now?
Set it to the side, and we'll hold on to it.
Okay, very cool. I'll turn that off now. Now, going back over here to what's happening inside our pan with a little bit of that bacon fat and butter.
So we've sweated down our vegetables, the celery, the onion, a little bit of garlic in there. We're going to add roux to it, or we're going to add flour to it to make a roux.
And this is the perfect time to do it, because you said you just wanted to sweat these down a little bit, soften them, and they're all translucent. That color here is like faded into just nothing now.
Right. We don't want to char them up or get any color on that part. The soup will be real dark at that point.
You know, and with that bacon as the base, you've got that layer of fat, you've got that smokiness, and it's wafting in the air that now really has just taken on so much more of the onions with that garlic smell.
Correct. So we got it here. Flour's incorporated into the butter and the bacon fat. We're going to add in our potatoes.
Now, what type of potatoes do you have here? What works well for you?
These are Yukon Gold. I just prefer the color, the taste, the texture of these.
Okay. Now, peel them, then just dice them up, and that's it.
Peel them and dice them. If you're gonna make this prep a day ahead, keep in some water in the fridge.
Okay.
So they don't turn on you.
Okay.
So we're getting this all incorporated. Then we're gonna come in and add our stock to it. You want to add that to it for us?
What type of stock do we have
Just
here?
a little bit of chicken stock.
Just a little chicken stock, okay. And we're not using a fish stock for this, just the chicken stock.
Just the chicken stock. I mean, it's readily available for most of us at home, for the home chef.
Yeah.
You know, if you were going to do this in a restaurant setting, you would butcher the fish and then use the bones, make your own fumet.
And that's a little bit hard for most folks at home to be able to really do.
Correct. And then we're going to do our cream and milk mixture.
And then this is really what takes it to that chowder, because if we had just kept a broth, then we're really at our soup. But now, because we're bringing in cream, this is what's going to take it to be that chowder.
Correct. This is going to give it that luxurious feel that you know and love and want in a chowder. So we're going to bring that to a simmer for 10 to 15 minutes on that until the potatoes are done and the soup will thicken.
To grab the recipe to make this for yourself, and it's a quick recipe, so you could have it tonight. Head to our website, dinnerdeeas.com. Just scan the QR code down in the corner of the screen to find us. All right. And what else do you got over there? I see some. I see bay leaf over there too. That's kind of a staple.
We're going to add some seasonings to this. We're going to hit with a little salt, generous pinch or two.
Okay.
A little bit of pepper.
Adding layer by layer. We
Layer
added
by
for
layer.
our vegetables. Now, because we've added our liquid, layer by layer. Season as you go along.
Season every layer. That's important. A little bit of fresh thyme.
Oh, very nice. And that's going to give that nice little brightness and that lemon hint there too.
And then the bay leaf. You can't leave home without it.
You can't go home without it. I love it, my friend. Oh, and then this is just going to simmer away.
We're just going to bring it to a simmer. Potatoes will cook. The stew will thicken.
Oh, I'm on now. We're taking another quick break, but when we come back, James shares the fish he prefers for this clam-free chowder ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, where we're heating up a pot of New England fish chowder made with bacon and roasted corn, all thanks to my guest James Shields from food truck Johnny Nevada's Tamales. If you want to see how he does those tamales, we still have the recipe at our website from his last visit. But this dish, it's a sneak peek at a new concept that James is working on, inspired by seafood dishes from him and his fiance's childhood up north. But you guys weren't dating as kids, right? Like
No.
Just happened in life that way.
Just run into each other a little later on.
Little bit later on in life, and I love to hear that. Before the break, we took our roasted corn off the heat and set aside while we thickened up our chowder, adding flour to the onion, celery, and garlic that we cooked up in baking fat and butter. Then added the peeled and diced potatoes. You say Yukon Gold's the way to go on this one, too.
That's my favorite, but you can use any potato you like.
All right, very cool. We added also some cream, some milk, and some chicken broth, and the cream and the milk, that's what takes the soup to the chowder. And finally, some fresh thyme and a bay leaf. And that's been simmering away for about 10 minutes or so here. And it's really coming along nicely here.
Yeah, it's starting to thicken up, and if we're at this stage, I think it's a little thick for my taste.
Okay.
I think it's important for the home chef to know, you like it thicker, you like it thinner. Want to thin it down with just a little more chicken broth.
Okay, so just have it readily available until your liking, thin it out if you want to.
Right.
Because you got the starches from the potatoes, and then you also had that roux that's just naturally going to help thicken this down. So now we're getting back to more of that liquid base here, and this is kind of coming to that liking you like?
That looks perfect for my taste.
Now, with the potatoes, you said that the Yukon Gold is your favorite in this dish. How firm do you want those potatoes? What are we looking for?
You want them till they're just tender. I personally don't like where they fall apart and it becomes a puree. I still want to see them. I still want to identify each piece of the chowder, the potato stuff.
And sometimes that'll actually change the consistency of the soup too, because once it starts to crumble away, it actually thickens it even more.
It'll get much thicker for sure.
So a little bit of some texture behind it.
Just a little bite left.
A little bite left.
Yep.
Okay. Now what's next?
So we're going to go in with our roasted corn that we've done earlier.
Okay.
Just going to go scrape that right in.
Right.
We're going to put in some of our pre-cooked bacon. We're reserving about half of it for our garnish.
Okay.
And then the last thing we're at is our cubed up cod.
Now cod. Why cod for this?
Well, that's the quintessential northeastern flaky white fish. It's very recognizable. Most people, have had it. They enjoy it. And I think it still fits in with the dish, being from that northeastern
Absolutely.
area.
Now, is cod an expensive fish to find?
It's not fairly expensive. I mean, you can readily find it at most grocery stores. Seafood markets will carry it as well, fresh and frozen. I find that it's a little on the firm side, so it'll hold up pretty good in the chowder.
Okay.
If you were to use flounder or something thinner like tilapia or something you might find really thin, it's just going to break apart. You won't be able to tell it's even in there.
Yeah, so this is like a really good, a meatier fish to work with here.
Sure, and if you're here in Florida and you want a substitute grouper, or snapper would be good, even, wahoo, cobia, any of those fish that if you had it.
Now that might change the cost a little bit too on that
sure.
one for it. In relation, we're doing this for, those that are shellfish intolerant.
Right.
Your fiance Jessica there. Now, price-wise, clams to the cod, relative, what's going on?
It's fairly cheaper than you would go and find fresh clams, and then also there's the, what you have to do to it. This is pretty readily easy to cube, and it goes right in the pot there. The clams, you're going to want to wash them, you're going to clean them, then they go in. There's a little more work and there's a little bit more money for the clams.
And cod is pretty easily accessible too, because you can find it fresh, you can find it frozen. You have one side of the fence.
I love fresh, but frozen product is great.
It's
too.
Gonna be okay with this.
I always look for USA caught.
Okay.
That's important for me personally, and I think for a lot of us out there.
So the integrity of the fish first, and then sometimes the pocketbook changes where you haven't got to go with.
Well, and if you're going to buy it and you're not planning on making your soup until next week, and get it frozen.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yep. So we're going to go in with that next.
And to grab the recipe for James' take on chowder, no shellfish required, head to our website, dinnerdeas.com, or get the phone out and scan the QR code in the corner of the screen to find us fast. Now look at that. Now this is what you like to see?
Yeah, that's perfect.
This is what it's all about. Now how long do we need to cook this now that the potatoes have already started cooking? Now we've got to make sure that cod kind of catches up.
We're just going to go another 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. You'll be able to see, we'll be able to pull the fish out. Do you want it just like the potatoes? Just done.
Just done. All right. And don't forget, if you want to catch up on any episodes that you've missed or want to browse our archive, and we have hundreds, that's right, folks, hundreds of recipes available at youtube.com/@Dinner DeeAs. It's important. Make sure you get that ampersand, that at there. Give us a like and subscribe. Watch us on your phone. You can watch us on the TV, smart device, and you can watch us anywhere in the world. That's where a lot of us are actually watching it these days. And thank you to everyone who leaves us a comment. Patricia left one after watching Chef Art Kucharenko from Solo Bistro and Wine Bar in St. Pete, who made the lamb with risotto. She said, thank you. We just watched your presentation, and I can't wait to make it. It looks marvelous, beautiful colors and textures. Patricia, thank you for that. My Druid journey, yeah, that's right, quote, my Druid journey. You guys have some interesting usernames out there, but you left a comment on the recipe for a reimagined TV dinner from the Dreaded Fisherman. They said, I have 2 of those pans, heading to town to get the rest, stomachs growling already. And that one, take a look back and watch that YouTube episode. That pan is pretty cool. Then Music City Note Factory left us a note saying, hey guys, left a note on this was my recipe, the filet mignon with the Bordeaux sauce that I did for Valentine's Day for my beautiful wife, Beth. They said, very well produced and presented. Have 2 aged fillets ready for this. Thank you. Let us know what you think and send us a photo if you want to make anything. All you need to do is email dinnerdeas@fox.com because I want to see the recipes. I want to see the pictures from this one over here because this one's going to be a lot of fun. We're taking one last break. When we come back, we can finally chow down on the chowder ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, where we're making a nearly one-pan idea for dinner today. There was a separate skillet we used earlier, but it's close enough. We're doing a clam-free fish chowder brought to us by James Shields from food truck Johnny Nevada's Tamales. Before the break, since our chowder was getting just a little bit too thick for James' liking, we thinned it down a little bit with just a little bit more chicken broth. It's good to have on hand.
Absolutely. Just keep a little bit just in case.
And it can go a long way. But there's no right or wrong on this one. You have to make it exactly the way you like it, so have fun with it. Then we added the corn we roasted earlier, plus most of the bacon we'd fried, saving a little bit for some garnish, and finally some cubed cod in place of the clams, which makes it perfect for anyone with a shellfish allergy or anyone who doesn't want to have to crack open a bunch of clams in order to have some dinner. It's almost there.
Almost there. Just a couple more steps.
A few more steps.
So we're gonna season with a little hot sauce. This is some Johnny Nevada's specialty.
Now this is your hot sauce that you make.
Correct.
What's going on with the flavor profile on this?
So this one's a blend to take on our original, which was habanero red Fresno, that we will ferment for 30 days. This one, keeping with the northeastern theme, Chesapeake Bay area, we've taken a little step further with some Old Bay that's blended in. So you've got a spicy habanero red Fresno Old Bay kick.
Okay, so if they saw you at an event, they can buy that off the truck?
Absolutely. We always have bottles available for sale.
Right on. All right on. So is this to liking? Is this to, you know, what's going on here?
This is whatever you like. And you can use any other hot sauce. Okay. Whatever you like, whatever you have.
I'm intrigued with the Old Bay going into that.
Yeah, I think it works. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Not enough. You don't want to change color on this thing.
Okay. That's when you've gone a little too far then.
Correct. So give that a spin. And then we're also going to hit just a couple dashes of W sauce.
All right. And that Worcestershire sauce just kind of just...
I was going to let you say it, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm already tongue-tied already. But the Worcestershire sauce, what's it do for you in this?
For me, it adds a little umami, a little bit of depth of flavor.
Okay.
It's an enhancer. Again, you don't want it to overwhelm the dish. You don't want to soak it again by putting too much in there. Just a little hit. We're going to add a little more salt on this. Just a couple healthy pinches.
Love it. And then you think it's ready now?
I think it's ready.
All right. We'll turn the heat off here. Slide it over here for you, Chef.
So we're just going to scoop up a couple nice healthy ladles. Again, as much or as little as you like.
Now, what's the liking that Mr. James Shields likes over here, though?
You go a few more.
All right.
You know, it just saves an extra step back for more.
Now, if you wanted to do this in bulk and you wanted to kind of make a little bit extra to have on hand for, you know, being able to just kind of pull out, how long can it last for in the fridge?
You know, I mean, like typical leftovers, 5 days would really be the max.
That's it.
But it freezes well.
Okay.
You can cool it down, freeze it, you know, store it up for a few months at that point.
Okay, okay.
I think that it usually disappears a little quicker than that.
It's a little bit quicker than that.
Yeah.
All right.
So we got them portions here. We're going to garnish a couple of things. A little chopped parsley. The bacon that we had reserved.
It's coming back.
Coming back.
It's coming back.
Char coming back.
And then no chowder would be complete without the quintessential, I don't care what you're saying, folks. You know it's true. You need to have
the oyster crackers.
You need to have the oyster crackers.
You have to. Just a few on there.
Oh, come on now. Thanks to James Shields. Find him and his food truck, Giant Divides, through the link we have on our website, which is where you can also grab the recipe for this New England fish chowder. Scan the QR code in the corner of the screen. I'm Jeff Philbin. See you next time with more ideas for dinner, as we call them, Dinner DeeAs.